Yeah, okay, so this is the prop stand my dad built for me when I started out, because you had to have a prop stand, right? This was a classic. I don't know where we found the design, but someone told us it's kind of the general idea. You know, it's got like the grooves in for the clubs, and then it's got these Cool Whip containers, you know, painted black. So like these. These are Cool Whip, and then it's got the, you know, your juggling balls in there, and then because you have to juggle balls, rings, and clubs. So of course you have the ring hook on the back, right? And then it's got the big black bag. So then when you know you do your act, and then I gotta get the clubs, but I don't have time. I don't have time to put it all back in the Cool Whip. I put it in the bag, and then I get the clubs. You know, yeah, and then and then I can't hook them back because the music's going, and so and then you can do the ring.
The ring is a surprise.
Yeah, well.
Can't see it.
Sure. I don't think I played up the surprise. But put those on each of the little pads. And then come up like that. And I don't remember, I know with that first one with the 2 balls, I would do 3 balls and then stomp it and go into 5.
Yeah.
Like I flashed 3. But this one, I don't remember. Maybe that was it, like gonna do another one, and then that's kind of the moment.
Was this when you were a kid that you were using this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, both of these, like when I'm 13 years, you know, 11, 12, 13 years old.
Right.
14, 15, all the way through high school doing shows. This was in the show. For the life of me, I can't remember what this moment was, but there was a moment where I'm just like, hey audience.
Totally. I bet audiences were pumped to see a little kid do that, you know? Yeah, it's good stuff.
So then with but these were the right, I mean, even today, I guess they're the good height, even though I'm probably twice as tall, but
you sit around like this.
You know, so you can be here, and then you can like go into the floor, right? Without stopping.
Yeah.
And again, this idea that like, these are facilitating a trick that wouldn't exist without that object.
Yeah.
So it's not just a prop stand, but there's a moment when it becomes part of the juggling. I mean, a very brief moment that's not super advanced, but yeah, go from 3 to 4 without stopping to pick it up.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's a trick.
Right.
And kind of selling it like that to the audience. Some sort of visual language of the show that was consistent throughout, not just the technique, but also just the costume, the set design, the title of the show, or you know, whatever, the attitude.
Yeah.
Right? Like how you interact with the audience. So these were, let's see. You gotta see what it looks like with all the same color ball, you know, to get the real effect, right? Yeah. So then there's all these little other ones. Let's try the yellow ones on that. Let's see.
Good thing.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Whatever. I mean, again, this isn't like groundbreaking or crazy or anything, but it is a step above the Cool Whip container. Like it's
nice.
A step above the spray painted like whipped cream
100%.
box.
Agreed.
And it's definitely a step towards it's a step towards having some sort of consideration about like how things look besides just how they function. And again, you can count the things and they're displayed, and also they're displayed with some sort of respect. Like just having just the 3 different levels and taking the time to build the support for the props, you get into some sort of unconscious feeling of like, oh, I care about these things.
Right.
So then here, the idea, and then this idea is, you know, just the ball should be equidistant diagonal or something. And so then maybe the structure itself isn't the focus here, but rather the props themselves were the focus, was an attempt at that. Again, not a very deep
I dig it though.
a deep dive into that idea, but this idea of like, okay, the props are more important than the thing it's on.
Yeah.
And like, what does that mean? And
or like you just can enjoy them both separately.
right.
The thing it's on has a nice vibe too. But then you can, like, it's curvy and kind of like weird, and then you focus on the balls and it's like
right. There's some sort of
I enjoy it.
more clear, some sort of more clear idea. But I like that stand. That's super cool. So again, here the balls make a very kind of normal, expected, straightforward shape, but then the support structure is, again, that bent PVC.
Would you use all of these in one
Yeah,
show? Okay.
yeah.
That's cool.
So it was the set design for a show.
What show was it?
It was with me and Fritz Grobe and Morty Hansen when we did Blink up at the Celebration Barn Theater in Maine.
Mm-hmm.
If you want the yellow ones on there. This was again the idea that the balls are more or less in a straight line. And, yeah, then the support structures are different ways. I like that a lot.
Me too.
But this one could have been the first one before all the curved sticks. Like really the kind of the evolution from the ring of like, you know, here's one ball. Oh, I actually need 9 balls. So let's start to have some sort of idea.
Yeah.
From there.
Yeah.
You know, you could take this and then this could be like kicked up, like so it's already ready for a kick up there.
Right.
So we would build stuff like this.
Yeah.
And then and I don't remember, I don't know, there's something like this or something. Yeah,
That's
is
familiar.
this a thing?
Familiar. Yeah.
Yeah, is this a thing? I don't know.
Oh,
I don't remember how this goes. But yeah.
Did Jerry design it as a juggling prop, or was
Yeah.
he just like
Yeah, he
doodling
designed.
jacks?
Yeah, he designed it as a jug again, and I think with lights in the end. And now that I say that, I hadn't thought about that since 1996 or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
I think we should make it with lights in the end. Would be really nice looking. These are wooden triangles that my dad made. That I think I used this with Greg Kennedy. Me and Greg Kennedy had an act together with one triangle each.
Okay.
That was really, again, like the jack shape from Jerry Martin started to get into manipulating some of these more architectural pieces of set design or whatever. And then the cube was even a step farther in that direction because I think the jack lends itself to some more specific manipulation, like it speaks to you a little bit more obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I grab it here and twist it. I don't know. But the cube was a bit more opaque, like, like what do I do with this cube? But then interacting with the ball and the hoop and seeing what those combinations, you know, naturally gave was some sort of idea. And so from the cube shape, interacting with that big ball, I was really into the cube and the ball stuff. And so then I eventually came up with this one. This is like maybe my favorite one. And because I realized that if you would hollow out the cube, then you could have you could have a ball in there, and then the ball could roll along that path. And I thought this was a really nice. Yeah, I made a little piece. I didn't do much with it.
I remember it.
Spin this thing. I haven't done that in 20 years.
Nice. Did you use that in something?
No, we never really used it. Like, so one of the reasons I never used it is because it was. You can see it's not very even. I mean, it's you know, it's a prototype.
Right.
It's like proof of concept.
Yeah.
It's like a beautiful shape. Had some plans for it, but yeah, like in terms of actually rolling the ball around it and stuff, it's really kind of useless.
Sure.
Without a lot of work.
Yeah, like these are not. Yeah, I see.
But it looks really cool to have in your juggling studio. Looks like you've really been working on some stuff. Like, you got some really good ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I remember making this like combo of props and being like, or like this combo of hoops, you know, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna make a whole piece with that. And then in the end, either I ran out of time or I tried a little bit and it was harder than I thought. Then I was like, like I can't make a routine out of it. But I found like one move, and it was like the floop or something. I remember. Oh yeah.
That's it.
That's the floop.
Yeah, baby.
Right? Remember that? I don't know. And I think am I doing it backwards maybe? Maybe I do it the other way.
Okay.
Well, I think if I try, I'll lose the floop.
It's hard to.
Because you don't know what a cascade looks like. So I have to nail this, you know.
Nice.
But yeah, I don't know. There's something still like unresolved about it for me. Like the image is kind of bizarre, but I don't know where the juggling really fits into it. It's more of a gimmick, or.
Sure.
But like the filming the juggling projected onto the juggling was something nice.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe I can say, I mean, there's something attractive to the idea.
Yeah.
To me. So I can just maybe say one thing that's nice is that the first image on the first ever Laserdisc was the image of someone juggling 4 laser discs. So I kind of like that meta.
For you?
Yeah. It was Michael Cass at MIT.
Cool.
I like that kind of meta like commentary upon you're juggling the medium that you're using to document or film, or I don't know, there's something recursive there in the process that's kind of fun. This idea of manipulating media or manipulating light or beams of light, I don't know. So I came up with this thing with the tubes. And what I would do is I put the flashlight fits, perfectly in the tube here, and then it's turned on, and then the ball becomes the turning it off, essentially, right? So then when you lift the ball up, the light can shine out. And then when the light's shining out, you can pass your hand through the beam or whatever. And that was kind of the idea. And so then you could take the balls off, turn the lights off and on in patterns or whatever, or then juggle them, and then the beams of light are catching the balls as they go through the light, and was these classic piece, your classic slow motion domino.
Yeah.
And man, this is such a crazy, I had this idea that I don't know how these are gonna work. These haven't been out of the box in 20 years or something. Yeah. Oh wait, maybe it has to fall more. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But this is a good way to prove it. I mean, these are called slow motion dominoes. So they don't fall fast, they fall slow. Because then the idea being that I put them in a circle and I can stand them up faster than the snake can eat its tail.
Yeah.
So then, the idea was that you have a tennis ball, because the tennis ball was really light, and then I had an Excer ball, which was those really heavy balls that Duvet sold with lead pellets in them or something. Yeah. And then you would drop the drop the heavy ball there, and it would shoot the tennis ball into the air. And then this stick was to stop the ball from rolling, to collect the ball. So you could keep doing some sort of cascade with that.
Cool.
Basically, it was just deconstructing a cascade. I mean, this is just making the throw horizontal instead of vertical. So you can just, if they're calibrated, you can just roll, and then here. And it's kind of nice with 5 balls, because then you get more balls rolling at the same time. Yeah. Here's the non-crossed arm version.
It's got
But yeah,
variations.
I don't know. I kind of like this idea. So then I started to notice that when I was just working on pulling apart the cascade and having them go in these loops instead of just on the slopes, maybe it's like some sort of upside down throw.
Right.
Like if you have a throw like an arc like that, now you have an arc like that or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I started to notice that in some of those explorations of that scenario, if I had more iterations of the structure, that the pattern could just jump between them independently or something. I don't remember what those are now, but they are, something like, yeah?
Alright.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, they just swing out like this. And of course this is, I don't know when Michael Karras made his. I mean, I think he made his probably, I don't know, same time, or I don't remember what year we did that. Michael Karras has everybody in America knows about Michael Karras' piece with the pipes swinging back and forth. And I think in recent times too, even on Greg Kennedy's YouTube channel, you can see they made a version of this that's really long or something from Michael's pipes. I had this idea back when I made this that the curved, for some reason I had this idea, this is the whole idea of the prop, it's so stupid. That when you're swinging it, it's going to make just a half circle that exists in space. Yeah. As an image, right? Sure. So when this swings out, it kind of completes that part of the circle. And that this kind of image of the. You're so kind.
It was nice.
But that was kind of the idea, is that I wanted to make a structure this like half circle appear in space that wasn't real, that wasn't solid. It was just an optical illusion in one way. And that idea came from Anthony Gatto. Because if you look at the top of Anthony Gatto's 7-club pattern from the side, it looks like there's just a club spinning in space continuously. It's like an optical illusion. Because he's so precise with his throws and just the nature of the you know, how many clubs there are. Like it's just, it repeats just enough that you get that persistence of vision of that image or whatever.
Cool.
And I would let go of the ball and it would spiral around me once and that'd be a 3, or I would let it go around, you know, because it would be a spiral around me. And you could do side swaps like that. But of course I never built the structure around me. It was like too much work. So this was like the compromise of like here's, you know, the shorter throw, and then this is like the longer throw. It takes a longer time to come back. And then, so this is like some sort of site swap machine. So then then that day I just stayed, you know, I just stayed there and I just started rolling balls around on the wall. And yeah, I had a really good time, again, like rolling the flashlights on the floor or whatever. And then I wanted to make a portable wall, basically. So this is my portable Scandinavian sports hall, whatever. I call it a bookshelf. I don't know, that's just what I always called it. I don't know why. But it was my bookshelf thing. It wasn't, I don't remember. Wait, what was the thing? That was fun. And I don't remember all like 3 bounces or as well and yeah, anyway. Because then there was like a little 3-dimensional, I have no idea what it is, but yeah, it was something like, oh no, it was this. But
I feel like there was somewhere you were like standing on one and like going just backwards like each time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, so this was, well, it's the exact same thing as the, whatever. It's the same thing as the, you know, the 4 no-name things or whatever. But somehow, again, I think this is more, like even just this, I think doing it to me and internally feels better than what I did earlier with the four shapes. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just more one-to-one, like here's an arc for this hand, here's an arc for this hand.
Right.
There's two throws happening, one from the right, one from the left, and then you, yeah. And
yeah, it's simpler to looking, like it doesn't overpromise.
It doesn't overpromise, yeah.
It's big thing. It's like these 2 little things, and then
but the trick was this idea of, I don't know if I can do it. Geez, I haven't done this in 50 years. So something like where you rest them on the floor. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can place them on the floor, and the other two revolve around it. I think there was another pattern where it was like one was just sitting on the floor. Yeah, something like this.
Nice.
Did I make those?
Yeah, Dad, you made these. You don't remember that?
Yeah, I guess I do. No.
Do you have a favorite thing you made?
No.
No? Do you have something?
I guess maybe. Where are they? Oh, these guys over here.
Your ski jumps?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did good job on those.
I had to move those around. They're not just cut out like a semicircle. I had to move them around so they come up the right way.
Oh, okay. You had to figure out the right curve.
Right, perfect. And then I wanted to make them all like that, but I never got around to it.
The one with the acrylic for you to put light under it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you sure made a lot of stuff for me.
Well, that's because that's what you wanted.